Hi, folks. Maura here live from the church that's always open. On the road again in New Hampshire. Live free or die state. So today's topic, today's theme is we are the bridge over these troubled waters. And I'm just going to call it, I think the waters are really troubled. In humanity, I do. I think the waters are troubled. There's been all sorts of hypocrisy on all sides of the top. All sides of leadership. Honestly, I have actually felt really naive. I kind of can't believe some of the behavior that I'm seeing in all ends of the government. Any violence is abhorrent. It's beneath us. Why we should all be able just to resolve without violence, using our words. And unfortunately, righteous hypocrisy, and I just got to call it, righteous hypocrisy where one side thinks violence is okay and the other doesn't think, it's not okay. And it's not humane. I seriously believe that we have forgotten our humanity. And I like to take words and break them apart, It's sort of in my own way. It's not like, from the Latin derivative. But when I look at the word humanity, I break it down like this. Hue, man, itty. Itty, man, hue. One able to see all hues. I like the idea of that because, I know that so much of what we're working through now as human beings is just striving to be one race. We are one race. None of the colors work. Nobody's white, nobody's black, nobody's yellow, nobody's orange. We're all shades of chocolate, But unfortunately, the level of hypocrisy on all sides, really rough behavior on all sides, and just the lack of humanity. Like any one of us can behave that way. Anybody in human form, we can all get lost. So when I keep thinking about hypocrisy and that, I keep thinking I got to use the serenity prayer and get to my own world. So where can I adjust my own hypocrisies where I see it? So, if I'm having an argument, where can I hang in on the conversation until forgiveness happens? Or where can I hang in the conversation until a little bit of love is returned? How do I be that bridge? That is how we are the bridge over troubled waters. We are the bridge. Like as I was coming into a place called Tilton Diner, where I love to go with my sister Annie, we were just meeting here today. Basically, there were signs right by the highway. It says "Spread love," And I have to say, it cheered me so much to see people righteously becoming more humane in hand. Because right now, I think we're all coming to see that all government and all media is playing a game that is kind of dangerous and kind of ego-driven. Now, the whole thing about COVID, can it bring up all this stuff that needs to be healed, as a human race? Because in the end, if we could come out on top as a human race, committed more to kindness, acts of kindness and love. And I know that sounds trite, but really is it? I mean, any one of us watching a program like mine, we know what it takes to go through a day where we're having a hard day and keep bringing the love. And any one of us can fall fast into a triggered moment. We really can with things that we've all gone through. So, basically, as we keep going through these themes, if we remain in it but not of it, we remember that we have a Holy Spirit, but we're in it serving. So how do we serve? First, serenity prayer. What is mine to change? No kidding. Where was I being hypocritical? Or where did I abuse my power? Or where did I suddenly become angry in a way that was really uncomfortable for someone on the other side? Even to just sense the energy, even if it wasn't at them, And these are wonderfully mindful things that we all can do because I'm sorry, the leadership has gone wrong. And what we've seen is ego disorder seriously interfering with the greater good of humanity. It just has. And for me, I always go to Holy Spirit to help me with that because left alone to my devices, I too am a human, And I can be riddled with duality, the duality of ego telling me to divide and conquer and be better than and, be famous. The other day I was like, oh wow, all the years that I, as a young artist, it would be famous. And then I stopped, and I was like, why? And I realized it was to try to be better than. It was an ego thing. And I'm like, you know what? Forget that. We're all in this together. I'm so thrilled to have your guys' company every week that, I'm just not alone doing the walk. I do these talks because they're helpful for me to stay on the walk. And we have a place to gather for anybody who wants to gather and just chat together and be uplifted, and I hope that's what it does. It's what I use it for. And if I come on late, it's because I've been working the program, trying to get back to the light. This was a challenging week, as I said, I have watched some human behavior that I thought we had evolved beyond as a species. Like, I really did. It's been kind of shocking, And my poor mom, I mean, she's older and still super sentient. Like, we're blessed, And I'm like, Mom, people can be so mean, but I've had to learn, I've got to learn. And the first place to learn is in my own self, and what can I tend to? But we must not despair, my friends. I know a lot of folks are talking to me and they see such hypocrisy going down. Violence on any way just isn't cool. It's just not cool. It's not righteously acceptable on any side of the platform. It's just not, And so those of us who are on this planet, but trying to serve and trying to bring light and trying to spread love and trying to bring the world closer to our true selves, which is, we are agents of Holy Spirit. Every single one of us, no matter where we're falling on the grid or where we're flying on the grid, we all have that possibility to be agents of Holy Spirit. And I find that really exciting, I suppose I'm impatient for it, I fall in love with that part of us, but it's okay. We're all working towards it. And maybe COVID, maybe all of this intense upheaval is for us to stop looking outside for that power that is inside us, given by Holy Spirit, given by the great Creator. It's hilarious. We never worry about breathing. And yet, in 5 minutes, we're toast. But it's funny. It's kind of funny. We never worry about breathing. We don't go to bed oh gosh, I hope I still breathe. We just don't. And yet that is a serious concern. But when I think about a force from the universe is breathing me, well, why wouldn't I trust it to help me out? Again and again and again. And I'm telling you, I leaned on Holy Spirit big time this week because I had a lot of dark stuff coming up because I'd see this rabid hypocrisy just from all sides of the world. And I was like, hey man, can't we just kind of balance out, balance, balance, kindness, kindness isn't wasted. But if somebody wants to just keep hurting us, we got to keep walking because it is important right now to protect our light, to help spread this love because we are the bridges over these troubled waters. Waters are troubled because people are hurting. Waters are troubled because people are forgotten their real power, their real self, And when we forget our real selves, we're not able to function well. I know it myself, when I get angry or, or judgmental or that, I'm not my real self. I'm not in touch with the full power that I could have. In fact, if I get to that moment, I better pause and breathe and I better ask Holy Spirit, how do you see this? And how do you see this? And more importantly, what's my role in it? Folks, watching this, trying to help out, never be afraid to ask Spirit for help. The guidance will come through. Sometimes it'll come through so loud and clear that it'll freak you out, but it's really cool. It's just cool. It sometimes feels like magic, but it is there for us. And, let us not be afraid to ask for help, because we are the bridges over these troubled waters, but still waters are troubled, and inside our humanity, we have challenges. We all are challenged, and none of us know the exact walk that everybody's going through at this time, you know. So to have compassion, you know, if you have a little extra energy, reach out. But if you don't, just tap yourself on the back, you know, take good care of yourself. Sometimes I have a hard time with that, you know. I'll see stuff in the world and I'll start trying, wanting to help out, but like, face it, I'm in here and I'm having a day where I'm like, man, I'm not going to be any help that day. You know, that day I've got to admit to myself, I need the glass of water now, you know. And then, you know, how quickly can I get back to a little gratitude? My always go to silly gratitude, and Dunkin's should actually, you know, be the only thing that funds me, but is my Dunkin's, you know. It's a silly, fun thing, but you know, I've had so many fun opportunities and great conversations of friendship and healing and uplifting at Dunkin' Donuts. Like, somebody might call, like, I am in deep place. I'm like, I'll meet you at Dunk's, you know. And it's sort of like, if we can get to Dunk's, we can make it happen, you know. So there's for that. But, you know, good luck, my friends. I love that you're out there. Good luck, you know. We're all really challenged, you know. Go easy with yourself. But how amazing, though, if at the end of all of this, we all came closer to knowing who we really are, like having this world become more and more full of the agents of light, you know, the bridges over these troubled waters, and that we might remind others who are sad, you know. Nobody is happy lost, you know. And when we're angry and hurt and forgetting love, you know, we're lost. And who can't feel for somebody for that? So all prayers up for humanity, one able to see all the hues. So I'm thinking about that this week. Humanity, you know, we're one race. We're one race of fabulousness. You know, we have a lot of potential. And let's have faith in it. Breathe into it. When you're having a rough day, give yourself that drink of water. But for the rest of the week, get out there as best you can. Any place you can bridge, let's go for it, you know. And sometimes it's just bridging to our own stuff, you know, or bridging to a conversation that's tricky, you know. But if we can bridge that, the greatest miracle, guys, and that gift is available to us soon, right? The greatest miracle is a grievance healed. That's it. That is mad peace on earth, you know? And I've had some relationships go south, and then they come back again. And when they come back, the blazing glory of Holy Spirit is really, really something to see, and a gift. And we all have it. If you ever doubt that you don't have it, oh, I'm not good enough. All of us suffer. Oh, I'm not good enough. Who am I to try? You know, we are all born good enough. You know, just look at that little bit of light in your eye. Look at the fact that you're able to love. Look at the fact that we can grow. Look at the fact that we can love. Look at the fact that we don't have to worry about breathing. Holy Spirit is breathing us. I'm going to leave you with that. We are Holy Spirit breathing. We're the hands and the hearts, we're the eyes. When we have a rough day, bring the Holy Spirit right to yourself, and then pat yourself on the back and feel great about it. Thank you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for being a light out there, because this week, it really cheered me to know you were there. You know, it's not always so easy to grow up and sometimes see the darker sides of things. You know, it can hurt. But it was awesome to know you're here, because I believe this is the time that we're going to look back and be like, we learned to shine. God bless you guys. Shine on and be the bridge over these troubled waters. Take care, gang. Have a great week. God bless.